Okay, what you see here is all the bait has been taken out of the tank on both sides, and that happened about maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago. But what I find notable is that it seems like the fish have been sprung into feeding even more aggressively now that the bait in the far hand corner over here, which was the homemade bait, has been taken out. I also noticed that while I was filming, if I was too close to the tank, it didn't seem like the fish were feeding in a natural manner. It did seem that, believe it or not, they knew that they were being watched. So I've actually set up quite a distance away in my hallway, and I'm using the zoom to actually see what they would do when they don't think they're being monitored or watched. So like I said, we have what seems like more aggressively rooting. They're really starting to pick up and root through the gravel now, including the smaller koi. Again, still pretty much isolated to that invisible line through the tank, but there has been some rooting on the other side of the tank. But by now, with that size of bait and the treatment, both feed stimulants have moved throughout the water with the fish swishing around. So what you're just really seeing is the act of feeding, especially still in that one corner, without even the bait in there. As you can see, the bait's been removed in this corner. There's nothing there any longer except some of the feed stimulant that leaked from the bait and down into the gravel. And as I've moved away and given the fish some room, they really are hitting that gravel area and that gravel patch just amazingly aggressively. We're talking face down, tail in the air, rooting. So I'm very pleased. We definitely have Oz back here, like I said, face down, tail up, and he's just going crazy over here digging around. So we also got little Blue over here. I think I'm gonna name him, and obviously Vinny. But as you can see now, this is basically right on top, right on the very top of where the bait was, the homemade bait and the homemade feed stimulus. And again, all the activity has been surprisingly held to that side of the tank, even now. So I'm very pleased. This is what I was seeing before when I talked about the fish were feeding very aggressive. But I was seeing this type of activity while the bait itself was in the water. It seems now that both of the baits have been taken out of the water, and that you can just basically see the stimulants where one side of the tank, the homemade feed stem, set in, and the other side, far side over here, is where the bait company bait and feed stem was. And like I said, not that there isn't any rooting on this side of the tank, because we do see some here. But like I said, by now, what really triggered the fish has been moved throughout the entire water. And as you can see, there's definitely a preference. They don't stay over in this corner very long, rooting. They move off again, back to the side where the homemade bait and the homemade feed stem were. And you can see him actively feeding as he would, in the weed and in the gravel, if you were imagining a baited situation. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I'm sure the fish will continue to feed for quite a while now. Like I said, they usually feed about maybe 20-30 minutes, and that's just off of a tiny treatment of just a few days. Okay, so